Autumn equinox, you guys, on the 22nd. So now, as we move into the gate 46, the gate 46 is going to be from the 20th, the 20th of September until the 25th of September. In here, we're going to have the switch over time. This would be the switch over time into tropical Libra. And then this is also the autumn equinox. This is massive. This is a really, really, really powerful time. This is really stepping us into a next a turn in our cycle of our year. And as we look at the autumn is really setting into motion for us. How are we going to start to look at what wisdoms have we cultivated through the spring, through the summer, so through all the time of the planting of the seeds, our last rebirth cycle. This is a time of purification. It's a time for us to harvest our wisdom. It's a time for us to let go of the old, which we have already started with that lunar eclipse and the full moon. It is a time to prepare for our next rebirth. It's the time to start to cultivate the wisdom, let go of what doesn't serve, so that we take that wisdom inward into our heart, so that as we prepare for our next rebirth cycle, into the galactic alignments that start towards the end of November all the way through December, that lead us into the next cycle of where we are going to be emerging and growing. This is very individual. I could say this as a collective, but it's not. For each of you, my beautiful divine Crystar family, the galactic alignment season that happens at the end of the year is personal. We're all going to go through it on our own. It is actually one of the most profound times to go through dark room retreat times, um, solitary retreats, go into some sort of personal introspection at those times, and to slow down a little bit, because it is the time where you get to really realize you've let go of ego, hopefully, and are able to just fully and completely be getting full galactic cosmic spectrums of downloads and inputs into you in this rebirth cycle, so that you can go into that. So this is why I take a lot of time to explain within these, because this is powerful, you guys. This is one of the most important time cycles, I think, of the year, is where we come into our time to prepare for death. This is for those of you that have listened to me for any amount of time, you do know that I do have a bit of a mantra, that I have felt a passion in this lifetime as a life purpose to help others learn how to die correctly. And I recognize this now as just an ancient wisdom, that many of us have a similarity in this passion, and that it's an ancient, ancient wisdom. This is an ancient thing that really we keep coming in to remember, that our graduation at the time of death, when we transition out of the body, is the most sacred moment of this incarnation. It trumps the birth, it supersedes any other walk in experience, any other upgrades, spiritual awakenings, any other massive moments in your life. The moment when your soul moves from the physical realm and transitions out of the body is the entire purpose for our incarnation. I realize more and more every day to be even more truth, because that is the moment where we truly begin to move consciously into higher planes of awareness, and not get bound into incarnational cycles that are happening because we're not driving the ship. They're just happening because we're getting pulled by gravitational fields. So here, this is it. If you want to embrace this energy of starting to move into fall, this is my invitation for you. It starts in with the gate 46. The gate 46 is amazing because this polarity, I also have a great love for. I actually love all 64 gates, but the gate 46 is going to be both of these, the 46 and the 26, which is its polarity, is going to be an energy that has a vibration of, it comes from the G center, or the the ice and the soul the sorry, I get too excited sometimes. It comes from the G center, the identity center within the human design chart. It is that yellow diamond in the middle, but it is the soul's magnetic monopole. This is why I get so excited. I'm like, it's the center of our soul, right? It is the center where our soul level monadic consciousness is coming in and it's saying, come, 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 come. Get out of the rest of the physical reality. Utilize your body as a sacred temple to remember who you are, to remember what it is you came here for. And the gate 46, every single gate in that identity center is all about a path that your soul is leading you in order to know thyself. So the 46 and the 25 are an entire polarity of this. The gate 46 is the determination of the self, and so it's direction guided by your body. And the 25 is going to be direction guided by universal love, love of self, remembering that all love you seek is already right inside of you and you already are eternally loved by the divine, right? So when you see this, these are all paths of love in some way or wisdom in some way that is leading you back to you. And as we look at the gate 46, this is coming right as we're moving into the fall, as we're preparing for this cycle to prepare for our rebirth. Well, it's saying come into your body. That when you learn to move your body, trust your body, honor your body, that your body has that instinctual soul matrix wisdom within it. And when you learn to start to embrace that, you will start to realize that all the nudges and symbols are coming right from within you. It's already right there. We just need to learn to speak the language of our nervous system, the language of our chakras, the language of our nudges of our body. Now, the shadow of this energy is seriousness. It's about taking life too seriously. It's about over focusing hyper vigilance on different things. It's the going into an awareness of things of really the idea of taking things too seriously is actually forgetting your spiritual nature and feeling that the material this 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 body, the material, or how your job turns out or what happens next, or oh, if this doesn't happen, then oh, it's the end, oh, bad things will happen, right? So within this, it's recognizing that when we put too much focus on how things happen in this holographic experience here, that it pulls like a gravitational kind of vortex. It pulls all of your attention and your awareness out of your intuition, and it takes you out of dancing with the divine, and it kind of pulls you into this energy of heaviness, right? So it's when we recognize that our body starts to feel stiff and stagnant and just ugh, a lot of this is coming from us being so involved with things that we forget to get out and move. And the gift of this is delight. Well, what is delight? Delight is recognizing that yes, this reality is real and not real all at the same time, depending on which perspective. But for all intents, all creation is part of the dream of the Maya. Is just part of the experience of the Maya. And when you start to have delight, what you are doing is you are choosing to focus more on dancing with creation. And I want to keep using that term of dancing because it is known, say, even within the Vedas, that all creation is a dance, that all creation is a dance. And when you learn to dance with it, you feel the utter ecstasy. You feel the utter bliss, the utter delight of being one within creation. And it is like an orgasm that moves through your body. You lose yourself to being one. And this is very much a massive explosion of energy where on an internal level your body begins to release natural DMT. Natural DMT is not something that we would look at as um it's something we want to work with. How about I'll put it this way? That we want to recognize that DMT is a natural element within us. And yes, there's a lot of modalities to go out there and to externally increase its flood or flood it through us or give us an infusion of it. But in truth, as we progress, and I will say it is definitely one of the practices and the teachings of a lot of the sages, a lot of the initiations, all the Isis mystery schools, um, basically so many of the tantric mystery schools, the Mari or the Mary mystery schools, all of these, they all employed substances that would increase DMT within the body, but there was also a reverence of the mantras, the yantras, the movements, the dances that naturally increase the DMT within the body because accelerating this, and it is deemed the God molecule. Why? Because when you really accelerate this within you, you feel at one with creation. You begin to become one with the dance. And when we do that, when you are in that bliss state, there is no thought to all those things that feel so heavy and that we take so seriously, right? We start to remember the eternal nature of creation. And so, as we begin to embrace this energy, I do invite you as you take into it that we might think of death and the loss of a body, the loss of a life is something that's very serious or heavy, but it's actually a celebration. It is actually a very special, sacred moment, one that is actually very natural within the dance of creation. And we go through these rebirths all the time. They are like rehearsals for the ultimate transition. And so I do want to say this with so much love because there are so many of you that are experiencing holding the space of compassion for those that are going through the transition time. Many of you are having pets go through transition, leaving the physical body. There's many of you that know of family members, friends, acquaintances that are choosing this time, this very sacred ascension cycle time to leave the body. And we can take it very seriously and we can think of even how wrong maybe some things turned out, or oh, they left too soon, or oh, it shouldn't have happened, or oh, I can't believe that. That's so sad that this happened. And what we want to remember with so much love that we can hold the space for them to all be returning back into the home of the womb of mother, that this is not a loss in any way, but just a transfiguration in our journey and in our cycle. And it's no, it's so true though, you guys, when we're in the physical body, we feel pain, we feel hurt, we feel sadness, we feel loss. So don't make that wrong if you are feeling those feelings for the transition of a loved one, that it can bring a lot of emotion, tears, and feelings, but at the same time, let yourself open up to these other possibilities. And that is the invitation as we move through the gate 46.